By far the easiest and by far the most controlled takeoff is what's called a back start. Okay, so I clip in forwards, in other words, as if I'm ready to fly. And then I turn around under one of the risers. Now, the type of selecting the riser that you turn under will be dependent on how confident you are to turn back again when you're ready to fly. Okay, but I can turn either way, so I'm just going to duck under all the risers. So I take all the risers and I turn around under them. Okay, now my risers are crossed and I'm facing at my canopy, but my takeoff direction is that way. In other words, my back is to the takeoff direction. Okay, for a back start, I take whatever riser is on my left side. Okay, not this one coming to me, whatever rises to my left wing, which effectively is my right wing when I'm flying. Okay, but for ease of sake now, it's my left wing. I take this toggle off, okay, and I hold the corresponding A-lines. This riser, which effectively is my left wing when I turn around, is on my right side now. In other words, that's my right side. That's the one I'm going to use in my right hand. So I pick off the toggle and I pick up the A risers. Alright. Then I put both my A risers into one hand. The reason again why we're holding the A risers is that the A risers go to the leading edge, and the leading edge is what we need to pull up into the wind in order for the sails to come up and the air to flow into the wings. It's no use me trying to pull on the B or the C's, because that's going to the back of the canopy and I'm not going to inflate the wing. So I've got both my A risers in either hand, but never ever let these toggles go. So if you look at the canopy, as I'm pulling on the risers, you can see it's pulling on the leading edge. So here we go. I hold my A risers in one hand, and if there was enough wind now, I would inflate the wing, and if I needed to steer to the left hand side, I would simply swap my A risers to my right hand and I would steer. So in other words, never let these A risers go. Always keep swapping hands as you're steering. Again, the reason we hold the A risers is that we need to inflate the leading edge to pull it up over our head. So if I inflated it and I needed to turn to the left, all I'm doing is I'm swapping and I'm steering. If I needed to steer to the right, I swap the risers to my left hand and I steer to the right. That's really as easy as it is. The disadvantage of this way, okay, as I've pulled the canopy up over my head, when I'm ready to spin around and turn back around again, I'm going to have to drop the toggles, turn around and grab the toggles again. Now some schools will teach you a different way. I prefer this because left is left and right is right. Okay, what some schools teach you is to do this, is to swap toggles. In other words, you swap your toggles and you've still taken your A risers in one hand. Alright, what they do here is you're still pulling on the A risers to pull the canopy up. The advantage of this is when it's above your head and you need to turn around, all you're simply doing is you're unwinding yourself. So you're not actually dropping the toggles, which they say is a little bit more controlled. That's fine if you're on the side of a hill or you're on a level ground, but when you're in a rather precarious position and you need to think quickly, sometimes you get mixed up between left is right is right. I personally prefer to say that's to my left side, in other words my right wing when I'm flying. Take my right, this is my right side, in other words my left one when I'm flying. I take that in my right hand, take both A risers together, doesn't matter what hand you start with. Okay, the wind's blowing towards you, you pull the wing up, you steer. If I need to steer to the right, I swap hands and I turn around. Okay, this method is where right is right and left is left. I'm going to have to release my toggles when I turn around. Okay, so in other words, I drop them, I turn around, and off I go. Okay, I'm going to turn around, back into the start again. Watch that again. As I turn around, right. Take both lines in one hand, and I simply pull the wing up. If it overflies me, I give a little bit of brake, and when I turn around I have to drop the toggles and I go in again. It's at this point here that I'll put on power. Everything's controlled, the wing's sitting above me, and I simply put on the power and off I go. Alright, if I want to collapse it, I just pull on both toggles and they come down. That's the old method of doing a back start, where that riser controls that side.